So some of you were like, hey, Dr. K, I like to listen to your show while I'm driving, while I'm at the gym. I like the long form audio. So give us some more stuff. So I said, yeah, sure, let's do it. This is the inaugural episode of Walk with Dr. K. Coming up. So what is Walk with Dr. K? Well, this is a new series that I'm going to do here on the channel where this is just the casual, informal stuff. I'm going to be talking about everyday mental health, just the way that you're used to me talking about, but maybe with a little bit more personal flair. Tell stories, ways that it applies in day-to-day life, whether things that are happening today or in the past, and really just also an opportunity for me to just talk to you as if, we're here on a walk together, just you and me. So that's really the goal of this, and I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments below if you like this idea. So let's jump right into it. Today, I wanted to really start the first episode with talking about something that I've been going through lately. So, as you know, the 5 principles of everyday mental health, for those of you that are long-timers here, is your own psychology, your relationships, your nutrition, your sleep, your exercise. You optimize these 5 areas, you really create an environment where you're going to be more resilient to stress, where you're going to be happier, where you're going to be more fulfilled, obviously healthier, with the end goal of helping you get out of your own way to live your life of purpose. Well, there's also times when you need a little bit more than that, as I've discovered more recently. So in building this YouTube channel, doing the Dr. K show, building, my practice, it's been a lot of work and it's been fun and enjoyable all the same. However, I noticed that I started to hit the wall a few months ago, and maybe it doesn't come across in my show episodes and that sort of thing because I take the opportunities when I'm feeling high energy and get them out to you. But I don't feel that way all the time, and I felt like, this is the story I was telling myself, right? Am I just lazy or not mentally strong enough to push through those times that we all inevitably feel tired? Well, it got to the point that it felt a little bit more than that. And so my wife, who's also a naturopathic physician, we met in medical school, she's like, I think you need to stop thinking about this as just the way that I normally would, as a personal development thing, and more of, if I had me come into my own office as a patient, what would I do? Well, the first thing I would do is I would suspect something that might show up on labs. So I said, yeah, you know what? By the way, doctors, we make the worst patients, okay? The worst. And first we try to treat ourselves, and a doctor who treats himself has a fool for a patient. That's one. And then second of all, you would think that we would run our own labs and whatnot frequently, and look, we're just like everyone else. We'll do it when we have to. And it got to the point that I realized I had to. So I did. I ran a very comprehensive panel that's more than just your complete blood count and your CMP as well, your metabolic panel, but also looking at my omega levels, also looking at hormones, thyroid, sex hormones, and a whole lot more. Here's what we realized. There was a reason for my fatigue. And the reason was that my cortisol levels were tanked and my testosterone was that of somebody twice my age. That's not good, okay? So fundamentally what's happening is, so with cortisol, you can measure it either with your serum cortisol, your blood cortisol in the morning, or better one is to do a diurnal cortisol salivary, which is you basically spit into a little sample collection tube 4 times during the day, and we watch the curve to see, how it goes. It's supposed to be high in the morning and then just kind of taper off as the day goes on. If you have high cortisol, which is one of your stress hormones, if you have high cortisol at night, you're going to be, you're probably going to have a hard time sleeping. If you have low cortisol during the day, you could have, symptoms of what's casually called adrenal fatigue. It's not really adrenal fatigue, it's HPA axis dysfunction, but anyway. And in my case, flatline. So I look at that and I say, well, no wonder I was tired. No wonder I was fatigued. It's a small miracle that I even got up to do all the show episodes and everything that I've been committing myself to serving you. It's funny, on one hand, it's like, maybe I'm not mentally strong enough. The truth is, I was way mentally strong, and it was just a physiological weakness at this point in time that I was overcoming with mental strength. It's crazy how we do that to ourselves, right? So in any case, there's that and the low testosterone. So what we looked at was really a kind of a comprehensive approach to how to heal these two conditions, right? How to strengthen my adrenal glands. So we're initially taking an approach that involves herbs, botanicals that are called adaptogens. So that is one of the mechanisms. I'm also doing some hormone replacement therapy for the testosterone, at least initially, because the thing is, exercise is one of the pillars of everyday mental health. I was really struggling to consistently work out and work out hard. Like, it would leave me completely drained. And then from a nutrition standpoint, I was eating well, but still managed to put on weight because fundamentally my muscle mass was not where it needed to be to support a healthy metabolism. I couldn't do the strength training to support that. So, I was gaining weight and I wasn't feeling good about myself, and now it really just explained everything. Hey there, future Dr. K here. I'm editing this video that you're watching right now. Man, that's kind of weird. Well, in any case, I just wanted to jump in and just add a couple thoughts. So, as a physician, it's very difficult to just make blanket statements like fasting is great for fill in the blank, when so much of it is really based on your present situation right now, any diagnoses that you're dealing with right now. And this is a prime example, right? Fasting and weight training are phenomenally beneficial for most people most of the time, except if you're dealing with HPA axis dysfunction, which I am right now, and those things are kind of contraindicated because you can't mount the stress response that you need to in response to fasting and weight training. Those are stressors and just can't deal with it right now. You got to build up the adrenal glands and build up balance in the whole HPA axis in order to engage in those activities. So in any case, I just wanted to make that point because I think it illustrates something that you should be aware of, that no recommendation is always right for all people all the time. Okay, things change, and this is where it's really helpful to work with a naturopathic physician or an integrative physician who can really look at your entire picture. In any case, I've been babbling too long. We need to get back to that guy. So, again, point is that follow the 5 pillars of everyday mental health and you will go very far. But also, you have to understand that it is important to look at your body comprehensively. Look at your labs. Work with somebody that can understand where you can improve nutritionally. What other therapies can you do to strengthen weakened organ systems? And really look at the entire picture objectively, without judgment, which is sometimes the hardest thing for a lot of us, right? Who've dealt with self-criticism. And what is the best way to move forward? So in any case, I really wanted to share that personal experience with you because it's something that's been really bothering me for a few months here. And finally, I got to the point that was like, all right, I gotta do something about it. And I'm so glad that I did. So, moral of the story, follow the 5 pillars of everyday mental health and do not neglect your own comprehensive health, work with a naturopathic physician, work with an integrative physician to help you get to where you need to be. And if that's, making changes that are kind of outside your comfort zone, just recognize that it's all part of our path. And everything that you have struggled with in your life to get to where you are right now, we can either judge it and get down on ourselves about it, be self-critical about it, or we can say that our pain is our greatest teacher, that our pain is what allows us to become the greatest version of ourselves. And it's just a matter of saying, I am willing to do whatever it takes to make my life mean something. I believe in your greatness. By the way, on that note, it's not just a catchphrase. I see people for who they can be. I don't see people for who they are, who they were. I see people for who they can be. There isn't anybody that I've ever met that I look at and say, boy, you have a story in you. You have purpose. Everyone does. You might not feel it sometimes. I'm here to say, as somebody that felt that way and is living the life that I live right now, better, happier, healthier, soon to be even healthier than I've ever been, right? We all have purpose. We all have meaning. It's about getting out of our own way to unleash that person that's already inside. I believe in your greatness.